All right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Sheriff.
Whoa.
Okay.
We're back in. Okay.
Still didn't discuss how to intro this.
We still didn't. And we don't have a bit.
Jonathan,
Yeah?
we always have a bit. Because they're watching.
Yeah?
This is the part where you put in the intro.
You mean the bits?
Yeah, that one.
Cool.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to The Bits, a Steven Universe podcast. I'm Sam.
I'm Jonathan.
And on this, I want to say week, but frankly, the scheduling's so sporadic, I might as well say this quarter's podcast, we'll be discussing Steven Bomb 9. They should really stop numbering these.
Yeah? Did you call it... Did this one come with a title? I don't think it did.
I don't believe so. The episodes included on this episode are Your Mother and Mine, The Big Show, Pool Hopping, and Letters to Lars. If you want to see us talk about previous Steven Bombs, we've done it all the way back to Sardonyx, wasn't it? The week of Sardonyx?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can check all those out on the channel. If you're listening on other platforms that I'm sure we have somewhere, or the Podcast Addict app, please be sure to write us a review because we always appreciate it.
Indeed.
And if we get any solid comments or reviews, we always do them up on the channel, so that's kind of neat. We always discuss them. So, Jonathan, in order to get ready for this podcast, I grabbed the loudest snack possible, my Raisinets, which I'll be eating all throughout the episode.
Oh, wonderful. I'm sure that'll...
And the loudest drink I could find, extra loud bubbling ginger ale, so...
Oh, jeez.
I'm all set for that endeavor.
You came prepared.
Mm-hmm. Frankly, I ran out of chips.
Ah, that's sad. Gosh. So, let's get started with the first episode, right?
All right. The way this works, if you're new, we do it in such a way that I write notes.
I don't. Oh, sorry, I was biting my fingernails. Bad habit.
Bad habit. And we go episode by episode, doing a little bit of a breakdown, and just giving our general thoughts and ideas about all of it. So without further ado, we'll start with the first episode, Your Mother and Mine.
Ooh.
Jonathan, cue that intro.
The bits!
Fantastic. So, Jonathan, start us off with that episode recap. What's going on?
Okay, so we have Lars and the Off-Colors floating off in space. Steven comes in with a sandwich.
And then recaps the episodes prior because, frankly, it's been so long that none of us remember what was going on. So thank you, party sub Steven.
Indeed. Also, before this came out, there was a big old recap over everything that happened. So, people can see that on Cartoon Network's website and everywhere else, I believe. I believe they put it on the YouTube as well. So, that's a cool thing. It has new scenes in it and everything.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, he jumps in with the sandwich, and what do you call it? Lars gets upset, and then Steven asks if he can bring a friend.
And that friend is Garnet in the shape of Steven. And Garnet Steven had a super solid design.
Indeed.
And then we get reactions from all the off-colors. Papa Roach continues to be annoying.
Oh gosh. I like Pop Rocks.
Papa John's is a fine character. I'm just
Mm.
really sick of the recapping everything after 2 seconds joke. Rule of 3.
I will say that this is the first time it's ever actually made a scene like good.
Yeah, it is. And that one time that it's happened was when Garnet gets there. She sees all the amazing, unique fusions and freaks out over it. Gets super excited and tells them all they're beautiful and wonderful.
Just
And
look at you.
Paprika looks at her and says,
I
"You will
predict
make
you're going to
everyone
make
feel
everyone
uncomfortable." And
Yeah.
then Garnet looks around and realizes, oh, maybe I messed up. And the
Indeed.
twins, or maybe it's the other one, says, "Hey, why you gotta be so mean to us?" And Steven asks if they know what compliments are. And they say they don't, which confused me, because they don't know what a compliment is, but they understand the finer aspects of insults, irony, and sarcasm.
Well, what you call it? Based on their reputation, I would say they're probably ridiculed a lot.
Well, sure, but those were genuine sounding compliments, which means they have to understand what a backhanded compliment is, right?
Yeah.
It's literally got compliment in the name.
Surely, but yeah, I chalk that one up to their poor treatment.
Fair enough, fair enough. So, they're all there hanging out, and Garnet tells them that they should join up in fighting the diamonds and bringing peace and love to the universe.
Oh wow.
And then she brings up the war criminal or savior, depending on which side you're on, that is
The
Rose
anti-gem.
Quartz. The anti-gem. Yes. We find out that the off-colors are all freaked out. They're like, whoa. Rose Quartz is the anti-gem, which, heck of a name there. And talks about how she's the destroyer of worlds and how she shattered a diamond. One of them claims that she never existed at all, and becomes a whole awkward thing. And I wanted to talk to you about that and how it's kind of interesting how it sets up a sort of situation on Homeworld. The term anti-gem suddenly creates a super real pseudo-religious aspect to the story of Rose Quartz. And it's interesting because we find out in the flashback that Garnet tells us that Homeworld has this literal idea of manifest destiny, where it's the diamonds are trying to spread their perfection throughout the galaxy, right?
Yeah.
And so, well, for our younger viewers that aren't quite to that point in school yet, manifest destiny being the idea that America, when it first started, decided we need to spread all the way from the east to the west coast, go as far as humanly possible, and it was our divine right to do so according to the beliefs of the time. And so you see some of that reflected in the diamonds a little bit of, we're perfection, we need to spread this perfection, and those that are against us are now anti-gem figures. And it's just interesting because we've gone from militaristic to religious, and I think that's kind of an interesting tonal shift that we've had from this new information we've been given.
Huh.
And then a flashback happens, and it has real pretty colors.
Indeed. Did you call it? Also, you get to hear like friggin' Estelle do like a storybook voice, and I enjoyed that. That episode is top notch because of that.
We need to get Estelle on audiobooks of like gem-based fairy tales.
Oh yeah, get her for like every like book that they put out.
You know
Because
what?
they do a lot of children's book.
Not even just Steven Universe, for all books. It is now Estelle's job to translate all books into audio. Every single one of them.
Hey, she'll get big bucks for it.
And the show will be delayed even more.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. What did you think of the flashbacks? Like how they're laid out?
I think it was nice.
Mm.
I enjoyed it. I liked the energy going through the story.
Yeah.
Because it, like, I say storybook voice just because like it feels like the tale is being read out to us
Right.
between like different voices for like different figures within the story.
Yeah, the inflection was definitely there.
Yeah, like she even has her own like Rose Quartz voice and her own Evil Diamond's voice and everything. It felt fun, and I liked it.
It really did. It worked really well.
Yeah.
The aesthetic of it gave me kind of an Over the Garden Wall vibe, where it's a lot of like muted blacks and silhouettes, but it's also very rich backgrounds that follow a very similar color pattern. So I really liked the aesthetic there. We get dialogue between Pink Diamond and Rose Quartz. So Rose Quartz finally confirmed not to be Pink Diamond officially, saying it outright because they were in a room having a discussion together.
Yeah.
Rose, it's the flashbacks are talking about Rose falling in love with the humans and the earth and everything's wonderful. And she asks the Pink Diamond, hey, maybe we could not colonize Earth? And Pink Diamond responds with her weeb anime villain laugh and... Yeah, there you go. Says, absolutely not. And then suddenly you would believe a rose could fly because she takes off into the sky randomly after giving a revolution speech.
Yeah.
So apparently independence gives you the ability to fly.
Ooh.
Yeah, go figure.
I wonder what that says about the world.
The gravity of oppression's holding us down, man.
Yeah. But continue.
We get some really cool silhouettes here that where we get poses of each member of the original Crystal Gems. Like you get Pearl, Garnet, and Bismuth. And all of those poses that we get with the silhouettes would make amazing like posters or magnets or wall scrolls or whatever. And I guarantee we will see that at some conventions to come, some bootleg material of those.
I hope so. Like, I would love to see those at artists' alleys and everything. Like, if they're actually just like drawn versions of them, then I'm totally fine with that. But
oh no, people are just going to screenshot and sell those.
I don't want that though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want artistic vision to flourish.
Artistic vision's hard, man. It takes time and training and effort. And man, print screen's just one button away. I don't even have to hold the FN or the control. I can just hit that button.
Yep, and then just curl V somewhere else.
Yeah, it's 2 buttons. And then I hit the print money button and I'm good. It's a super simple process.
Good gosh.
Well, anyway, that army's formed, and then Pink Diamond gets sad, and she calls on her sisters, Blue and Yellow, and they all shoot their divine blast, but thankfully they didn't have all 3/4 of the divine beast gathered, and so Calamity Ganon was not able to be defeated. And Rose Quartz carried on.
Gosh. Also, did you call it White Diamond?
Yeah, White Diamond shows up afterwards for the cool pose, and all I thought was, where was she during the onslaught? When they were firing their magic laser, where was she?
I still don't know why we haven't seen her.
I don't know. I thought we would this time. I really did.
Yeah.
But, you know. So, the flashbacks end there between the magic friendship laser beam and the Rose Quartz army and the standoff, and all of the off-colors immediately freak out because they're like, what, Rose Quartz got defeated? And Garnet gives them a message of hope of like, yeah, she may not be around anymore, but doesn't mean we can't still fight.
Yeah, because we're still here after all that.
Which is interesting because
still here.
Garnet straight up lied to the off-colors. Rose died giving birth to Steven.
Yeah.
So why did she just lie to the off-colors for no particular reason?
True. Well, yeah. I did think it was weird that they didn't actually mention that Rose Quartz is Steven.
Well, I get that somewhat, saying like, oh, we consider this person the anti-gem now. We can't say, yep, and it's your friend Steven.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, man, that is not going to come back around to be a positive thing.
Yeah. It'll bite him in the butt super hard. It's just like, oh, shoot. Rose Quartz did what?
You know what would have been great?
Rose Quartz 2?
It would have been great if Papaya just went, and Garnet just lied to us.
Good gosh. I predict Rose Quartz is in this room. No, she's not.
I predict that Steven is going to lie to us.
You get the Steven sandwich face.
I predict that Steven's going to tell us something horrifying. No, Steven's not. Steven's your friend. He never tell you anything horrifying. Definitely not anything that would counteract Garnet's previous statement.
Yeah.
But they did fix Parappa the Rapper's character a little bit by giving her the ability to add to a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, your character now has the ability of basic dialogue.
Oh gosh. Oh, also, did you call it? I feel like they ran back the Pink Diamond is lion thing super hard in this episode.
Do tell.
Like, when mentioning the Jungle Planet episode, Steven goes like, "Hey, I had a vision through Pink Diamond's eyes. I think she might be still alive." And then Garnet goes like, "Oh no, she's long dead. Don't worry about that."
Okay, so you're saying that Rose has proven she can't kill anybody because she didn't kill Bismuth.
Yeah.
And so rather than forever bubble Pink Diamond, she somehow turned her into a lion.
Oh, yeah. What did you call it? I don't know if I fully explained this like last episode when I made that accusation, but yeah, I believe since it is a line is of pink hue, I believe that Pink Diamond got corrupted, and through Steven and Rose Quartz's healing powers, she healed Pink Diamond and she became lion.
But what about the point where he brought Lars back, then comes back out through Lion and makes the connection of like, oh, you... And he doesn't say died, but he's just like, oh, buddy.
Yeah. But when what you call it in this episode, he goes like, what is lion? and there's no answer. There's just like, I don't even know what you are. And I'm just like, but wait, why did that piece of dialogue happen if you don't know what lion is?
Okay. I'm still not entirely on board, but I can see your argument.
Yeah, it was just a weird thing of just like, I thought they had made that connection in the past, and just like having that all ran back, I was like, oh, okay.
I'm still bothered by the fact that female lions don't have manes. But, well, they do, just not to the extent of male manes. Not the point. That's still just a fact that bugs me, but, I mean, this is alien biology. I'm sure it doesn't line up exactly, so.
Yeah. As you call it, Amethyst turned into a lion, and just her idea of, like, what a lion is. So.
True. Also when she's a purple puma.
Yeah.
Anyway, not the point. We end off with Lars's sassy point off into space pose, which, if it doesn't become a meme, I'll be astonished. And the episode ends. And everyone's motivated to go off into space.
Indeed.
And for some reason, they chose the largest crew member to go into the smallest part of the ship and fix the engine.
Yeah. I do find it like I think it's a thing of that she can crawl up and down the like ladder really fast.
I just think it's like oh my gosh, I can't say it. Millennium Falcon logic, where it's the underneath controls, where it's like underneath the walkway of the corridors.
Yeah.
Not to get too Star Warsy on a non-Star Wars related podcast, but that's the kind of interior I always think of for the ship.
That's fair.
So, any other thoughts before we give our closing statements on this episode?
The line thing is my main thing in this episode. Otherwise, I think it's fine.
Your main thing?
Yeah. Also, that we'll never get the cool like mission of them stealing stuff from Yellow Diamond's court deposit.
I feel like the off colors in space would make a wonderful YouTube short series.
Oh yeah.
Like, play it up like old space serials and just really go for it. Like, have the old hair, like the adventures of Captain Lars and the off-color gems in space.
Yeah. If you're gonna give Lars a Captain Harlock outfit, at least let him do Captain Harlock type stuff. I think an off-colors like side short series would be fun.
You've heard it here first. Captain Lars and the off-color gems in space. Confirmed. It's gonna happen.
I'm Rebecca Sugar.
That legitimately threw me off for a second. I don't know if it's just because it's late or if because we've just done a lot today. Like, we watched a movie before this. We went to the theater, and I just came in. We started recording this, but I don't know if it's just because we've done so much. But I straight up just got caught off guard of, whoa, this is Rebecca Sugar, and I didn't even realize.
Oh my gosh! It's me the whole time. No, I'm not. I'm not Rebecca Sugar. Please, Rebecca Sugar. I love you. You're a fantastic person.
You heard it here first. Self-love is important. Value yourself as a person, whether you're Rebecca Sugar or someone else.
Good gosh.
Wonderful. Yeah, overall, I like the visuals. I like the background character development. Felt like it was a little short for a kickoff to a Steven bomb, but at the same time, I don't think they're actually Steven bombs anymore. But it did fill in some holes and fixed a couple things in the overall continuity and questions. So, I gave it a solid 4 out of 5 on my ratings. I forgot to say in the beginning, as well as notes, I also do ratings out of 5 for each episode. So, Jonathan doesn't.
Yeah. I just say that I like the episode, or I didn't like the episode. I like this episode. I guess with Cartoon Network's promo of questions will be answered. Yeah, questions were answered.
Followed by 3 filler episodes.
Yeah. There were no more questions. Well, actually, yeah, there is one more question that was super answered. And that's something we'll get to when we hit that episode. But yeah.
All right.
So questions were answered.
So questions will be answered later on the podcast.
Indeed. But for now.
I was going to say, but for now, and then have you do the transition. So you beat me to it, by all means.
Yeah. But for now, I, Rebecca Sugar, will play a wonderful song on my ukulele called The Bits.
I really want, instead of our normal intro, there's just happy ukulele music.
Good gosh.
Oh my gosh. So wait, you're Rebecca Sugar and I'm the mayor of anything. We've got really powerful people on this podcast.
I'm not Rebecca Sugar.
Well, I'm still the mayor of anything. If you want to get that joke, check out our LP of Steven Universe, Save the Light.
Actually, the joke originated on this.
Did it?
This podcast, yeah.
It's been
and
so
then you
long.
moved it over to the LP.
Well, still, if you want to check out more of the bits without having to wait for a hiatus to end, check out our Let's Play of Steven Universe, Save the Light, where apparently it's so good I've forgotten what happened.
Yeah. It's wonderful.
But you know what I didn't forget? It's time to talk
What?
about the big show.
Yeah. The documentary episode.
Yeah, Jonathan, start us off with a rundown of events as I eat some Raisinets. Feel free to cut this audio out.
Good gosh. So, Sadie and Sadie Killers and what's the rest of their band name?
Hold on, I'm still chewing. Give me just a second.
Okay. So, Sadie and the cool kids.
Sadie Killer and the Suspects.
Yeah. Sadie Killer and the Suspects have a documentary filmed by Steven, and he records all the events up to their first show. And that's the general plot synopsis. But, going detail by detail, Samuel, are you done eating?
Yeah, totally.
Oh gosh.
I'm sorry, I didn't get snacks at the movies. I wanted to have my Raisinets.
Good gosh. Alright. So, run them through detail by detail.
Alright, so my first thought on this episode was, woo, more Sadie Killer.
Yeah.
Then, I don't know what it is about the Beach City group, but whenever they do an episode, everyone's so supportive.
Oh, yeah.
Buck Dewey is so supportive at the beginning when they're playing, and everybody's like trying their best, and then Steven starts filming. He's just all for it. Then
oh my gosh, Buck Dewey in this episode has all the golden lines.
Dude, I literally have a list of Buck Dewey lines.
Yeah.
Sadie's mom comes down and she's learned boundaries and is super supportive, and that's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Though she does get one good line where she says, let me know if you kids are sticking around for dinner. I'm making a salad that is mostly cheese.
Yeah. I remember, yeah. This episode's just like a really, really delightful watch. Just like if you want to see how like Beach City life is going, this in the final episode is nice.
Oh yeah. And then they start playing a song, and what the heck happened? Because the last one was so wonderful, and they really just went backwards.
Really? Well, what you call it? I'd say this one is more just like script song.
Yeah, the first one, not the second one.
Yeah, the first one is script song.
Yeah, the first one just felt like, I don't know if they didn't play to the style that the voice actor is accustomed to, or like if it was just because they changed the Sadie Killer and the Suspects style of music and they didn't have like the Halloween Monster Mash thing going on.
Oh no, what you call it? I think they played too much towards the Monster Mash thing, because like before it's a good mix of like just kind of a story mixed in with that kind of Monster Mash thing.
Yeah.
This one's just straight Monster Mash.
Yeah, because it's just like, even Sour Cream isn't doing anything. Like, he's running around with a bat on a stick.
Yeah.
And it's just like, the costumes, well, they weren't wearing costumes before, but the costumes made it feel like they went backwards in band success, and I don't know, the whole thing was weird. And I mean, having played in a band that had the computer going along with it, like, there was never, like, a set guy for it. It was just something you set and then went. So just having Sour Cream run around with a bat on a stick is like, come on, man. Like, the last time you were sitting there doing something. And now you're just bat on a stick guy.
Yeah. Did you call it, like, in the past, there was, like, actual DJ elements and stuff.
Yeah, and, like, they really don't let him play to his DJ side in this one.
Yeah. They did, again, on the second song.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Speaking of their costumes, Buck Dewey gets the solid line of, after Greg compliments his werewolf look, Buck Dewey just says very disappointedly, "I'm a witch's cat."
Gosh.
And you know what? Buck Dewey can be whatever animal he wants to be. You be a cat, man. You do it.
What'd you call it? It always makes me happy just because, like, I went to the voice actor's, like, Twitter, and he's just like, yeah, what'd you call it? I want to be the, what'd you call it? Joe Star if you ever do a dub. And I'm just like, yeah. I want this guy to do it.
Oh my gosh, he'd be so good.
Yeah. Oh, love it.
I want Buck Dewey to be a stand user now.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Good gosh. Stand no power. Good gosh. Write in the comments what Buck Dewey stand is.
I love it.
Gosh.
Greg, still super supportive of just all the kids.
Oh yeah, and I like the fact that they've put him in as just like the band's manager in this episode.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
That's a great spot for him too, where he's just like, yeah, I know music. I used to be a musician. Let me help these kids with their music. It's a great little, like, very natural connection between the members of Beach City.
Also, call back to the Guitar Dad episode.
Oh yeah, Buck Dewey said Mr. Universe taught him everything he knew.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
So I like the close-knit continuity of all the episodes and everything.
Yeah. They keep that part tight. They really do. Like, the gem war gets a little muddied sometimes, but they keep the interpersonal connections tight.
Definitely, I like that.
Yeah, and then Buck Dewey gets the amazing line where he's talking about infighting and their inevitable demise.
Yeah.
And then Greg just is like, or is Greg or Steven just like, no, man, it won't go like that. And Buck's disappointed.
I believe it was Greg, but yeah. I don't know. There's something that's just like, it's the over melodramatic, like, lines with just the muted tone.
Yeah, just, I don't know, I imagine that Buck Dewey, like, doesn't really want friends. Like, he just feels uncomfortable. And so he's hoping the infighting will finally get him some alone time.
Gosh. Friggin', like Buck Dewey in the LP. It's like, Steven, I feel infinite sadness within myself. Do you want to hug? No thanks, Steven.
Maybe Buck Dewey needs something. Maybe a little help.
Yeah.
Well, let's keep an eye on Buck. Maybe get him someone to talk to about how he's feeling. He's got some complex emotions going on.
Truly.
Oh, poor Buck Dewey. So, we go on with the story, and we get what I think is a Back to the Future reference, where Greg calls his music friend, what was her name, Sunny?
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, Sonny, it's me. You know that sound you've been listening to, or looking for? Well, listen to this. And I think that's the Chuck Berry reference from Back to the Future, where
Oh, yeah, it's very much that joke.
okay, where his cousin Marvin calls him.
Mhm.
For those of you that hadn't seen Back to the Future, watch Back to the Future. That'll make sense. But the line from the movie goes something along the lines of him saying, Chuck, it's Marvin. Your cousin, Marvin Berry. You know that new sound you've been looking for? Well, listen to this. And he holds up a phone, and he hears Marty playing the song Johnny Be Good, which is by Chuck Berry. So, that's the reference they're making there, I believe.
Yeah.
And then they call out of, well, yeah, I guess you couldn't hear it too well over the phone, huh?
Mm-hmm. Right. I don't know. It works as a reference and it works as like a Greg thing.
Yeah. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like a lot of the stuff Greg says is meant to be references for people like that are closer to Greg's age than Steven's.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like, oh yeah, Back to the Future reference, cool. Of course Greg would make that reference. Greg was alive to see Back to the Future.
And he's just like, yeah, I want to be that guy.
Yeah, he wants to be Marvin Berry.
Yeah.
And then Sonny, of course, says, like, this is the worst recording I've ever heard. Let's get these kids on actual equipment because they're amazing. So Sonny's super supportive, and we haven't even met him yet.
Yeah.
And that was just... That line got me. It was just like, why is everyone so nice in this world?
Gosh. Yeah, it feels like anyone who's yeah, even Mayor Dewey takes like things in stride, even though like everyone's just like, nah, we want Nana Fufa as mayor. What'd you call it? He's not like horrible about it. I think the only person who was really horrible as a town person was Greg's old manager.
Oh yeah, and he didn't even stick around in town.
Yeah.
What was his name? Marty, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marty's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
But and not to get too tangential, but I wanted to talk to you about this just on a personal level. It's very similar to what it's like to be creative out in the world, because, I mean, we run the YouTube channel. It's been mostly podcasts lately, but we still run the YouTube channel, and I know a lot of times when we're shooting our bigger projects, it's harder to get people to support it, or like to get extras together, or get somebody's assistance with something, even as much as like holding a camera or like pressing play on something for us. And it's usually not until they see that product of like, oh, you've been doing this for a while. Because the longer that we've done it, and the more attention our stuff has gotten, the more I've seen people willing to help us.
Mm-hmm.
An example, just as a behind-the-scenes thing, one of the first instances I saw of it was in our very first or something about blog stuff, that's what it's called, where we did the taste test of the black Halloween Whopper. The cashier there, we didn't record her initial reaction. After she told us that the Whopper sold out at the end, spoiler for that bit, we actually asked her, hey, would you mind saying that again for our YouTube channel? And then when we explained we had so many subscribers that we had at the time, she was just like, oh yeah, totally, that's like significant people. She didn't say it in so many words, but it was just like, this is a legitimate thing. This isn't you like just messing around here. You're serious about this project. Sure, I'll help you. And so she was kind enough to be on that episode for us.
I feel it's an idea of that. What do you call it? YouTube's such a saturated medium now that if anyone can go like, yeah, I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, but there's few people who actually want to like stick with it.
Not to put down anybody that wants to start a YouTube channel. You absolutely do that.
Yeah.
I want you to be our competition, outrank us, and then honor us by being on the show.
Indeed. What do you call it? If I like the expression of what you call it. If you don't like how someone's doing something, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Because that creates more of a space of where, what do you call it, you can be that person for the people who want to listen to the way you're doing that thing. You can be the person who changes how the direction of this thing is viewed. So instead of a market of like similar looking things, you can be the change.
Yeah. The central point of all this was, I was just saying, it was nice to see someone being supportive of a new up-and-coming project, because it felt very genuine to life of, oh, they've actually got talent and ability, so we want to back them up. Like, they've got a chance to do something here, and that's cool. And so it was very nice to see that and be like, yeah, they are actually getting support because they've put in the work.
Definitely.
So, sorry if that was too tangential for everybody. I know we usually try to keep these relatively streamlined. Yeah. Greg, being their manager, tells them, you got a show, and everybody's happy about it. And he tells them that, yeah, we're going to buy a fog machine. And Sour Cream gets excited and says, oh, and we'll get glow sticks of every color? And then Greg says, no, think bigger. We're going to do lasers. So Greg literally is dropping hundreds of thousands of dollars on supporting his kid's project. And that's wonderful.
Yeah. The coolest.
He's just like, I'm going to make this happen for you guys.
Yeah. Also, the name of the fog machine, Fog of War, is wonderful. But, yeah.
And funny enough, when he gets delivered the lasers, it's just a box of lasers.
Yep.
It's not like laser lights, it's just one whole box of lasers. You just open that and they all just shoot out. It's incredibly convenient.
Yeah.
For this episode, I'm going to be the mayor of laser boxes.
Ooh. Laser box is a good choice.
Yep, open it up and it just shoots out everywhere. It's a mess and you can only use it once. Laser boxes.
Jeez. Gosh. So, yeah, what do you call it? We eventually get to the main conflict of, what you call it, them booking the show.
And where is that show, Jonathan?
In Empire City.
Wait. Empire City? We're talking Empire City?
Yeah, we're talking Empire City. Good gosh.
If you're still sticking around after that joke, the main conflict, Jonathan, if you would.
I'm gonna play the sound clip over that too. But yeah, the main conflict is when Sadie's mom comes around. Sadie's too embarrassed to let her know where they're actually playing.
Yeah, she just tells her, like, hey, you said you could back off. This is gonna be my thing, Mom.
Yeah. Going back to the, good gosh, I can't remember the title of that episode, but the talent show episode where
Steven's made of glitter.
Yeah. Where Sadie's mom tries to take over her performance. I think she's still a bit apprehensive from that experience.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, you can see that the mom's like, okay, I won't show up. Like, I respect your boundaries, and it was really nice. It's like, oh, mother's like listening to her child and hearing her needs and emotional concerns and addressing them, and that's nice.
Indeed. And from there, we get a heart-to-heart from Greg and Sadie.
My gosh, that heart-to-heart is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Moments like that are why I still want to review this show. Like, scheduling and everything else aside, like, moments that character build, like Greg and Sadie in this scene, are the reason I don't mind waiting and writing up these notes and scripts every, like, 2 months.
And I I don't know, like as a creator, I felt like really, really like Greg's words hit really, really close to home. Where would you call it? You kind of just like some people don't support yourself and just go like, yeah, maybe go for something more stable. And would you call it? You like if you have somebody out there who's supporting and like supportive of your creative goals, like cherish that person.
And it was nice where he says like, yeah, my parents didn't even care about my shows. Like, it's just cool to see someone supporting.
Yeah,
It was nice. And that's a nice thing that I feel like a lot of times we don't appreciate some of the stuff we have in our life until somebody else acknowledges it. Like if your parents support, or if you got some sort of fortune that we take for granted. It's just nice to see like, oh yeah, I guess this is nice. Gives you a new appreciation through that person's fresh eyes. It's really cool.
Yeah. And so they take a trip to Empire City.
Sorry, Jonathan, my comedic integrity won't allow me to make that trip twice.
Fair enough. I just wanted to keep the inflection.
I'm still working on the cheese from the last plate, man.
Oh, jeez. And do their show, in which we get a wonderful new Sadie Killer song.
We do. About being a good what was it?
Ghost.
Where?
Gosh.
There's the kind of cheesy joke I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So,
why can't you see her?
Yeah. So that was a solid song. Did you like that one better than the last one? I know you weren't a big fan of the first Sadie Killer song.
What'd you call it? I wasn't a fan of the first Sadie Killer song, but I really, really liked this one. Like, even the animated stage performance of it, I just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like an actual like show I would want to go see.
Yeah. Random thing to point out, when they're all excited about their shows, Sadie blushes when she gets hugged by her friends, and it was nice.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, Sadie's embarrassed but happy. That's wonderful. It was just a nice little touch that I liked. Also, Buck Dewey gets the amazing line when they're all cheering. He just says, I love enthusiasm.
Yeah. Oh gosh. He doesn't seem like he can express emotion.
Buck Dewey, whether he can express emotion or not, is a wonderful individual.
Yeah. See, there's two characters on that spectrum. There's Garnet, where she's just very cool and calm, collected, and she still has emotions. It's just like her whole like front of being like complete calm and complete anger is just like her being solid.
I'm so glad you made that comparison, because seeing them all lined up, I said, Buck Dewey is the Garnet of the cool kids, because he said, I love enthusiasm. Yeah. And I looked at Sour Cream, and I was like, Sour Cream's the Pearl of the cool kids. They have very similar designs. And, like, they have the nose thing going on where they both have pointy noses and have the blonde tuft of hair. And that would make Jenny the... Wait a minute, are the cool kids just the Crystal Gems as teenagers?
Maybe.
Because Jenny's, like, all up for partying and having a good time like Amethyst, and will have the one-liners. And at first I thought it was just her balancing, like, Kiki's the quiet one and Jenny's the excited one. Yeah. But I legitimately think that the Crystal Gems and the cool kids are the exact same characters. Just different species. Buck Dewey even wears the sunglasses, and Jenny has a purple, like, dressing color scheme.
Yeah, it is eerily similar.
I think the cool kids might just be the Crystal Gems.
Gosh. It might have not been a thing at first, but now it definitely has turned into that thing as they've gone on.
Random dumb fan theory. Every time Steven is around 3 people, they will become the personalities of Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl. Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl weren't originally like that. They were warped by the radiation of Steven.
Jeez.
So if Steven hangs around the same 3 people too often, it will slowly take form. Jokes aside, just making up dumb fan theories is fun. But, Jonathan, I want you to put up a picture on the screen for me for our YouTube viewers.
Alright.
When they show the audience in the Ghost song, I want you to have a zoom in on the shot of the woman in the top right corner who just looks super mad to be there.
Alright.
There's one woman
that
she's not in the foreground of the audience, she's in the back, but she just looks so mad at where she is at. And she doesn't move or anything because she's like background character, but she's just in the top right of the crowd, and I just wanted a slow zoom in on her while I've been explaining this.
Okay.
Thank you. For those who are listening on audio, I apologize, you're not missing much. Just go back to the video and look at the angry lady.
I'll put it in the show notes.
Cool. Yeah, that second song. That is a second solid song of 3.
Alright. Yeah.
Like, the exposition song didn't do much for me, but man, that one, the Ghost one was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it had nice little touches of, like, performing. Like, when Sadie falls to her knees and puts down the mic, she turns it off very quickly before dropping it.
Yes.
And I was like, that's a good touch.
I saw that, and I was just like, yeah, nice treatment of the equipment.
And she doesn't get the feedback from dropping it, and it doesn't blow out the speakers. Like, just her quickly flipping it was a nice touch.
Gosh. I don't know. I like subtle touches like that.
Well, we
also, yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say. Also, it's a very character specific touch.
Oh yeah.
Just because that's a Sadie thing.
Big time. I feel like it's an influence of, and I'm only thinking of it because we just saw it. The film Jonathan and I saw before this was Ponyo. They did the 10th anniversary one of the screenings today. And we had just walked out of that. And I feel like a lot of the Studio Ghibli influence that we get here, Studio Ghibli, if you prefer, where the characters go out of their way to treat objects like real objects. Like in Ponyo, for example, the mother starts up their generator when the lights go out. That generator, I've actually used that same model of generator, and it starts up by flipping all the right switches that she did. She did everything in order. Like, she presses 3 times to pump the fuel and not flush it. Then she turns on the fuel gauge and flips the main power and pulls it. And it's all in the proper order you're supposed to do it in. And it's a very extra step kind of polish that I feel like Steven Universe kind of takes and uses that same polish of just the little minor details.
It's a lot to actually like kind of go into like specifics on objects and things when you're writing a story, especially within animation. It's easier just to go like, yeah, only do the things that you need to do.
Oh yeah.
But to go the extra step and go like, okay, they need to do this thing with this object, or this, like, they need to be typing this way.
Right.
It's like that, those little movies where it's the difference between actually like knowing how to like use a controller and just pressing random buttons.
I was gonna bring that up when we were watching Great Teacher Onizuka for the first time. If you're old enough to watch that anime, watch that anime. But you commented on how when they show Ape Escape, he's actually playing Ape Escape.
Yeah.
Like, he's hitting the proper buttons. And little touches like that are things that I feel like this Crewniverse is really pulled from. Like, they've acknowledged and admired those steps in other animators' works, and now they've brought it onto their own. Because we don't see it so much in early Steven, but I feel like now that they're getting a little more going to them, they can do more like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really going out of their way to swing the light on it, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Do I need to explain that term? Is Who Framed Roger Rabbit terminology common enough to...
Nope. But
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Short version, in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, there's a scene where he and the detective are fighting, and a light fixture, a free hanging light fixture, gets spun around the room, and the light, the shadow of the light moving, moves on Roger the same way it does the rest of the room. And when that scene was originally written, they were going to have Roger duck under the light and not hit it, but they went out of the way to make it happen and show the extra polish to bring you into the world, and the term they use for it is called swinging the light. So in animation, when you go for that extra step to make things realistic, it's called swing the light.
Yeah. So to look at that and all those terms and all the cool things about Who Framed Roger Rabbit, click that eye thing up there. Also look in the show notes.
Sorry, I realized I just added a lot of extra homework.
Yeah, but I like it, just supporting other YouTubers and stuff.
Sorry, guys.
KaptainKristian does a great video on it.
Sorry, guys, but now I can use that term freely, and there's no excuse.
Also, watch that video.
Yeah. Can we click? Can that be up in the little eye? Can they click that?
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I can totally put it in.
Yeah, click that.
And also,
eye.
it will be in the description. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the description. And man, if you're not on YouTube, you are just disadvantaged at this point.
Oh no, I mean it as in I'm going to put it in the description of the podcast as well, so you can just like go like okay.
Oh, rad, man! There's no excuse for you guys not to watch this stuff then.
Yeah.
All right, so back to our Sadie killer and the somethings.
Suspects.
Who?
Running. Good gosh. Running back the whole show first. Before Sadie goes on stage, she notices someone out in the crowd who looks eerily similar to her mother, except with sunglasses
and a dumb wig.
Yeah. And in a punk outfit. So she goes like, "That's just my mom." In a wig and a punk outfit.
And she's mad, but then she goes out of her way to put on a show for her mom.
Yeah, she's decides that she wants to go all out with this song.
So that her mom can be proud of her. Yeah.
And when that woman comes up to them backstage after the show,
hey, it's Sunny.
Yeah.
And Sadie's sad that her mom didn't show.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Oh no, go ahead. I was just gonna transition. You go for it.
Fair enough. What did you call it? And so Steven goes, "But hey, you can just invite her to the next show."
Yeah. And Sadie has the nice moment of saying, "Mr. Universe, can our next show be in Beach City?" So she has the growth of finally accepting that her mother just wants to support and be a part of her life.
Yeah.
And it's very nice. We have the final closing scene of everyone sleeping in the van and that last line from Sadie. And then we have to figure out where the heck Steven was sitting for him to be moving the camera like that.
He's just sitting on someone.
Now Steven's on this invisible box. Because, like, the back seat's totally full, and Sadie's sitting shotgun, Greg's driving. Where is Steven in that van?
Where's Steven?
And because of that question of continuity, I had to knock 0.5 off this episode, giving it 4.5 out of 5.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 just because it was a very enjoyable episode. Like, it was framed very well. The plot was very fun and felt very independent and standalone, which we've been struggling with past episodes. The exposition song felt a little forced, but other than that, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. It was fun.
Comparatively to like past Steven bombs and stuff, I don't know. I really like these sets of episodes so far. Like even like starting with this, starting with the one before, starting this one, they all just have a very like homey feel, and I really like the direction that they're going.
Yeah. And with that, we are halfway through these episodes.
Yeah.
So, we are about at the hour mark. If you wanted to take a break and pause, now would be an excellent time to do it, because when you come back, Jonathan's gonna say...
The bits!
Welcome back, everybody. Did you have a good time on the break?
Yeah.
Did they
We
go
were just
off
here.
Yeah, I mean, we were just here. It's only been a second for us.
Yeah.
Ryan went off and he got distracted halfway through and started talking to his mom, and then he originally went down for a snack, which was weird, and now he's just kind of there, you know. He started talking to her, then he saw that his dad was watching that show on TV that they've been meaning to watch together, and he's been meaning to get around to it. It's been on the DVR for like a week, but then he ended up sitting down and watching it and got kind of distracted. And I just come back up and realized that he left the podcast running, and now his battery's a little bit lower. It's fine though, his charger's right there, you can plug it back up. And I'm really freaking out one person named Ryan right now.
I was about to say the exact same thing.
Oh, please, if your name is Ryan and that just happened, please put a comment down below. I will give you a shout out for living an amazingly, weirdly specific life.
Good gosh.
So, pool hopping.
Yeah? What did you call it? Garnet wants to explore her future site by doing random things.
And so they do random things.
Yeah?
The episode starts by us overlooking Beach City. And what do you know? The map looks just like in the game, Steven Universe Save the Light. A Let's Play of which is now available on Something About Geek Stuff.
Click the eye.
As if you haven't 6 times already.
Gosh.
You're getting like 4 hours worth of content in this one podcast, so buckle up.
Yeah?
Yeah, Steven's upset because the Big Donut's closed. And he's looking around, and he says, where am I going to get my breakfast now? Which makes me think Steven needs to eat healthier if he's eating Big Donuts every day.
Yeah?
And we get to the Big Donut, and suddenly it's open, and people are there. Which means, well, Sadie quit, and Lars is in space. So who's working the Big Donut?
It's... No, it's Garnet.
Our prediction of Mayor Dewey doesn't add up, because Garnet's there, and Mayor Dewey isn't working at the Big Donut. Though Buck Dewey is there, in the same place and the same time, which means something.
Jim Illuminati confirmed
That Garnet is Buck Dewey and is just duplicated herself. I don't know. I'm going to justify that somehow. Steven doesn't have real friends. It's just the gems in disguise.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess we were wrong. Mayor Dewey won't be filling up the big donut hole that exists in Beach City.
Indeed.
And
It's Garnet.
Yeah. Garnet explained, as Jonathan put it, that she wants to be hashtag so random.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have to justify it. She can just be hashtag so random.
Look, pausing this for a bit. As soon as she said that, I was just like, is this gonna be one of those what if episodes? Because it really felt like that for a second, but no, it's not.
Well, she explains. She spills coffee and she says that she's interested in exploring those random possibilities that have so little chance of happening that she just wants to see where they go. And so she explains why she needs to be hashtag so random. Then Steven says he understands, and Garnet just calls Steven an idiot by saying she didn't expect him to understand it.
Gosh.
And so then Steven asks if she cleans up the coffee, and Garnet justifies being #so lazy by just saying that would be what they'd expect me to do. Then she quits.
Yep.
So the Big Donut's power struggle is once again open, and the hole needs to be filled.
And Hannibal Buress stands there waiting for his coffee.
Wonderful.
Tell me that guy doesn't look like Hannibal Buress.
You're right. I just put the note that these people are gonna starve waiting in the Big Donut for the next person to come up.
Yeah. Good gosh.
So, anyway, Steven and Garnet order 20 pizzas, and I realized that Steven and Garnet are just gonna annoy people for 11 minutes in this episode.
Yep.
So then, Garnet explains, we're not going to eat the pizzas, we're going to give them out to people. And they start just throwing pizza at people.
Indeed.
And my theory is confirmed, they're just going to be annoying for 11 minutes. Then, they decide to visit a particular individual in Beach City. Character that we have come to know and love on the podcast. They go to see Vidal.
Yeah.
And Garnet says that it's because her son is still stuck in space. And Steven says, no, Onion's, well, right over there. And Onion's stealing some stuff.
Yeah.
And I want to see the Space Captain Onion timeline so bad.
Gosh. That actually bothers me, because I think it's something that's totally gonna happen in a future episode or something.
Do tell.
Like, I feel like that's like offhanded foreshadowing towards some episode, and I don't know how or when, and it just messed me up a little bit because I'm just like, oh, is that just a throwaway remark, or is this gonna come up in a future episode? I don't know anymore.
Is it future vision? We'll never know.
Yeah. So, they meet Vidal.
They meet Vidal, they bust in and yell, get excited for pizza.
Yeah.
Which,
This is the most expressive voice acting that Stell has done in the series, like, overall ever, since Stephen Connie fused.
what was the name of that twin that worked with Aquamarine?
What did you call it? Topaz.
Yeah, Topaz. Topaz is gonna come back and take Onion.
For no reason, this ship lands. What'd you call it? Topaz grabs Onion, just like goes up in the ship and it flies off.
Funny. I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. And then Onion goes to fight Emerald, but he can't talk his way out of it and just gets blown up.
Gosh.
I don't like Onion.
I think Onion is a wonderful character.
As I've said on this podcast before, I don't like Onion because I knew kids like Onion growing up. Oh.
Gosh.
So, they scare Vidal, and I just thought it was funny that she hides behind her version of the scream.
That's a nice touch.
It was. Edvard Munch would be proud. So, then she decides, you know what? I'm gonna paint. But I've been painting this empty bench forever. And they Garnet and Steven throw themselves in front of it. And Garnet makes the wonderful Titanic reference, paint me like one of your amethysts. Weird amount of pop culture references in this Steven bomb.
Indeed.
It's nice.
Also,
though.
there's a weird amount of amethysts in your garage.
Well, she had said in a previous episode that she would paint amethyst because amethyst would shapeshift into weird, different objects for her. and she considered Amethyst her muse because she was always able to get a unique experience with each painting.
Yeah.
So that was something that was already established.
Oh, yeah. And I totally understand that. It's just like you look at all the photos and they're not Amethyst turning into anything. It's just like her doing goofy poses. I like that. But, yeah.
Vidal makes me happy because I too just have random crap that I made years ago lying around.
Indeed.
Which, speaking of, I need to finish that prop for Devontae. Off topic, sorry. I'm sitting here just looking at it. It's just staring me down in the corner of my room.
As clubs do.
Yeah. So, Garnet is posing and Steven's posing, and then they see a kitten, and I wrote the note, Garnet is straight up about to ruin this painting for this kitten.
No, what'd you call it? She's gonna, like, blame it on Steven.
She is. She's straight up about to blame it on Steven. Garnet has quit her job, made seagulls sick with pizza, thrown a pizza at a man's face, and now is about to ruin this painting. Garnet is a public menace in this episode.
Yeah. What'd you call it? Garnet, does our future say we can save that kitten?
I don't know,
I don't know,
Steven. What do you say we should do?
We do?
Don't ask me. Tell me. Take all responsibility away from me on this, Steven.
Good gosh. Jeez.
But then she notices that the cat has one eye like Sapphire, and the ruby side of her face starts sweating, and all bets are off.
Good gosh.
Oh, want to take this moment, though. For those fans that decided they want to start chasing stray cats, a lot of local shelters that will do free vaccinations for stray cats and release them back into the wild will clip their ear at the top. It's a painless procedure, but it lets you know that the cat's properly vaccinated. So, check with your local vet if you find a cat, see if that's something they do, and make sure that you bring the cat in to be properly examined before you take it into your home. Random wildcat PSA, but I felt bad if I didn't say anything about it.
I know. Fun intro.
Yeah, I used to feed stray cats that lived on our college campus, and that was something that they had us do. We'd get them properly vaccinated, like we'd catch them in a cruelty-free little kennel, and then take them out to the vet who would do it for free as a favor to the school, and then let them go, and they got to live in the little cat sanctuary. So yeah, cats are cool. Just make sure that you're taking care of them to the best of your ability if you're deciding that you want to bring one into your life. Also, when they find out that through chasing the cat, they find out that there's not one but like 6 of them. And I was legitimately afraid with how violent Garnet was being in this episode that she was going to be random and just hurt these poor cats.
Oh yeah, when
like just immediately
that
chuck
hard
one.
pause of what you call it, Steven handing Garnet the cats and nothing happening, and then he makes the realization, wait, we're being random.
I was so afraid she was just gonna take it and chuck it into the air.
This cat empty. Yeet.
I shouldn't laugh at that. That's terrible.
Don't throw cats.
Don't yeet cats.
Don't eat cats.
My gosh. But Garnet has a breakdown and confesses that her future sight's been all messed up. And then we begin the sad Simone arc of Garnet.
Indeed. Also, that super explains all the moments that her future sight doesn't work.
Yeah, and Steven explains to her, like, hey, it'll be okay, you don't have to understand everything. Like, but I'll be here to help you work through this and get through all the problems that you're having. And it was super nice. And Garnet has a realization. And Jonathan, you want to take over?
Yeah. The realization is that Garnet never considered Steven to actually grow up. And as we've gone through the series from the first season to now, Steven's made more adult decisions and actually has become more responsible.
And so to improve her future sight once again, Garnet plans to
start treating Steven like an adult.
Yeah. And so her visions will be fixed. And so in order to honor this, she decides she wants something weak and helpless to take care of again. So she takes the one-eyed cat.
Indeed.
And then immediately names it Steven and tells Steven, "You're dead to me because you got old."
Yeah. What did you call it? And then Steven says, like, hey, that's a little bit confusing. And so she names it Cat Steven.
Cat Steven. Wonderful name.
Indeed.
And the episode ends with Cat Steven.
Yeah.
Jonathan, would you like to begin final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Oh, this is another fun episode. Like, I don't know. Either it's... I feel like... I don't know. Overall, I hope I'm not overhyping these episodes, but what you call it? I just generally felt good through all this. The moments that were like leave the audience in the dark over what's going to happen next, and the goofy moments of like doing random things to explore the out there timelines. I thought it was just all good fun. So, I liked it.
Yeah.
Also, having an actual explanation of just like, hey, there's totally times where Garnet's future sight should have solved the problem, and having an explanation for it.
We got a plot hole filler.
Yeah. That question was answered.
Wonderfully so. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, once again. Thoroughly enjoyed the episode. A lot of fun. There's a lot of subtleties played with here, a lot of background stuff. Everything from hiding behind the scream to only half of Garnet's face sweating when she saw the sapphire cat.
Gosh.
It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, just a good episode. Very, again, strong standalone, which, as I've said, some of the episodes in previous Steven Bomb suffered from. This is just like, if this were on randomly, I'd sit and watch it again.
Oh, yeah. I feel like a lot of these episodes could be placed out of order and it'd just be fine, besides the like Lars and the off colors.
Yeah. And that's how I feel Steven Universe drives as a whole. When the plot isn't primary. Like, it's just secondary, running in the background. Like, we know that Lars is still moving forward in his adventures. It's just different. It's not taking center stage constantly. We're not getting small movies worth of content with it. It's standalone. It's nice, and we can check in with Lars every now and then, see how he's doing. Oh, he's a little closer? Great. And we'll just move on from there. But we don't have to have whole Steven Bombs dedicated to him.
Indeed.
So, Jonathan, for the last time in this episode, I probably took too long a pause there. We're not canceling the show. I'm floundering here. Just say the thing.
Actually, Sammy, for the sake of being random, can you say it for me?
No.
Huh.
I'll say it twice. The bits. The bits!
Yeah!
You would have expected me to say it once.
Oh, yes. And that's what they want us to think.
What they want us to do now is talk about the final episode, Letters to Lars.
Yeah. Did you call it? Essentially, Lars and the off-colors are still out in space, Lars doing his captain log, and he gets a letter through his head from Steven.
Yeah. And
And
before we talk about the letter, I want to say I love that the captain's log is Friday, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's an excellent point, that time doesn't work the way we think it does in space.
Indeed.
Time is different in space. You don't have a day-night cycle to indicate. Friday is just whenever you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can try to guess that 24 hours has passed, but really, a day on Earth is different from a day on Mars, is different from a day on Homeworld. So Lars saying Friday, I think, is wonderful.
Yeah. Also, he's on a ship with no one who knows what a day is.
Yeah. They understand days, they just don't understand days of the week.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Lars, with a basic calendar trying to explain the days of the week to the off-colors?
This is Friday. Oh, do you eat on that day?
Papua New Guinea pops up with, Lars is going to teach us something irrelevant.
Gosh. Truly. It would be a fun time. This is why we need off colors and Lars space adventures as shorts.
Do you mean the
great
adventures
content.
of Captain Lars and the off-colors in space?
Indeed.
Wonderful.
You need shorts for all these wonderful moments.
Speaking of shorts, I predict that this episode is going to be a series of short plots that can't flesh out a full episode.
That's fair.
That was my prediction when I saw letters coming in from Steven. So we go to Steven. And what is he doing? Who's he talking to?
Oh gosh, I can't. Oh yeah.
You already started blocking him out of your memory.
Yeah.
Just outside the Big Donut, somebody's complaining.
Gosh, it's the character that everyone loves. No one loves this character. Ronaldo.
And that's all we're going to say about him.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, he's here. So, then, it turns out...
Hey, Mayor Dewey's there.
And Mayor Dewey, he sees the Big Donut. And he says, I too struggle, Big Donut. But that's all I'm going to say about that right now. And he just leaves it there. And we're like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, me and the Big Donut are two of a kind.
Yeah, maybe you should work there, Mayor Dewey. Confirm some theories from last podcast.
Nah, I'll just walk around town.
Alright, so we're going to go to the actual mayor then to see if she has something to say. And so we go, and we're talking about a contingency plan for if we have a crystal gem related problem. Which I like because she says a gem problem. Not saying a problem caused by the gems like Dewey would. But saying, hey, if there's a problem and the gems have to handle it, I want to get everyone to safety. And then you guys handle it. And she's... Oh, go ahead.
I want to say that you kind of see it in another episode, I think, where she's pointing out a plan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just like the fact that she's taking initiative and actually preparing the town for stuff.
Yeah, she's super I don't know. I like that she's working with the gems. It shows that she's super dedicated to keeping the town together, and that means every member. Whereas Dewey was real quick to find a scapegoat for his problems, he would make Steven the person that would fix everything or blame everything on the gems.
Yeah.
She's very much of the class of, I said I was bringing this community together. You're the part of the community. Come be together.
Yeah. And I do find... I don't know whether it's that she invited not Buck Dewey, Mayor Dewey to actually help out. I wish she invited Buck Dewey to help out.
I want Buck Dewey to be on her council now. Just
Yeah.
so this is my plan to bring everyone together. I feel as though this plan is a radical move toward friendship and community, but could also serve to have more lasers. Okay, Buck. Thanks for your contribution, man.
I'm a witch's cat.
He's just wearing the costume to council meetings.
Yeah. I love it.
Whoa, Buck, you're a counselor now? I'm a witch's cat.
Oh, gosh.
Can we make that a meme, actually? Can we forget Sassy Pose Lars and make I'm a witch's cat response to anything anytime someone misinterprets something?
Yeah. I love it. But, yeah. I like that Nana Fufu, still invites Mayor Dewey to meetings, if that's a thing, or maybe he just wandered in.
I feel like the invitation was extended.
Yeah.
Like, Mayor Dewey does invite himself a lot of places, but I believe Gengo would go out of her way to say, yeah, you're still a part of this community, even if you're no longer the head of the community.
Oh, yeah. And he actually does bring up solid points within, the council meeting and stuff.
Oh, yeah. And even just from a mayoral standpoint, if you were to just, cast out the old mayor and not seek advice from them on how to run the city, that's just bad planning. This person ran the community, get their insight. And I feel like she's doing a great job of that, of just I want to hear everybody out. Like when Garnet says, maybe we could freeze some pizza supplies. It's yeah, that's awesome. And when they're talking about contacting people, it's yeah, I'll give you a ride around town. Excellent. Oh, I'll go on foot. Okay, if you feel comfortable doing that, you do it. And then Pearl gets excited about her phone. And no one tells her, yeah, that's a dumb idea. They just tell her, yeah, go for it. Anything helps.
Mass text.
What number do I call for mass text?
Gosh.
Bet you anything, the convention we're going to at the end of the week will have a bunch of Pearl cosplayers playing with cell phones.
Yeah. What did you call it? She's gonna use it to call her cool girlfriend.
Yeah, pink girl. Why else would she get it? Who else do you need to contact?
Exactly.
I mean, she went for walkie-talkies with Steven and Connie, so...
Yeah. What did you call it? I just love how she explains it as a scandalous thing. She's just Pearl, is that your first cell phone?
Maybe.
It might be. Yeah.
Pearl's so proud of herself.
Yeah, it's wonderful. I love it.
My only downside for the new mayor... A loudspeaker and alarm system would work much better than having to have everybody contact everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Just a siren.
Mm-hmm. Like an actual, danger alert system.
Yeah. But that's just me being oversighting and annoying. My next note here, for some reason, is just A and then, 7 H's, and I don't know why.
Did you call it in the chronology of this?
I think we're at the improv show now.
Oh, are we?
I guess I was upset about something.
Editor Jonathan here. I took a look at the episode while I was putting in clips and stuff, and I think I have a pretty good idea of what Sam was distraught about. Here it goes.
I volunteer! I love looking out!
Well, I guess I got over it.
Did you call it Amethyst turned to Plunger? What'd you call it?
My next point is when Mayor Dewey busts in and they're mean to him. Said he was trying. Leave Mayor Dewey alone. He's trying to be a part of the improv team.
Yeah. Did you call it trying to be the waiter at the plumber?
In the wrong skit.
Yeah.
Can we say that
I miss McHugh?
Yeah. Can we say that Peridot is amazing at audience participation? We need a word from the audience. Steven, that was last week's.
We do Steven every week.
I liked the Steven sketches.
Good gosh.
I miss Steven Peridot. I love Peridot episodes.
I just like the random mix of people who were there for the improv shows.
It was Amethyst, Peridot,
Mr. Happy.
Mr. Happy, Mayor Dewey, and Jamie.
Yeah.
Just random. How do you assemble that group of characters, I wonder?
Gosh. Well, Mr. Happy did showbiz.
Right.
Amethyst, this is down where she can turn into anything she wants to.
Yeah, I guess plus she's not doing the whole wrestling thing anymore, so she probably misses performing.
Yeah.
I feel like Peridot just walked in and got stuck there. And then she was like, I can be on stage every week. This is amazing. I will be the best at improv that ever existed.
It gets her closer to your, what you call it, camp drama.
Oh yeah, Camp Pining Hearts.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, now I want to see one where she keeps trying to make Camp Pining Hearts.
I love it.
Man.
Amethyst is a plunger, so we need to use the plunger.
It looks like you're holding an incredibly thin Subway sandwich.
Gosh.
I love that.
It's fun.
The improv was just, that whole scene was wonderful.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Greg playing tennis.
Indeed. Trying to get into rich people sports.
Being rich has made you weak. Now kill Mayor Dewey with this tennis ball.
Yeah. Oh my freaking gosh. That whole exchange is amazing. I love that.
Garnet's extending her limbs so Greg can't get a break. And he asks her to go easy. And she says, I am going easy. Mayor Dewey runs in and then immediately gets clocked with a 90 mile per hour tennis ball.
Good gosh. Leaving him with a concussion, most likely.
Oh yeah, he's dead. It was amazing.
Jeez.
And then they do wrestling updates, which is cute because Lars got all excited for it.
Oh yeah. He's just like, yeah, wrestling.
And he quickly reads through the notes and he's into it, and that was nice. Again, those extra little touches. Then we find out what happened to Petey. He now owns a fry stand because he can't drive to make his fry van a fry van. So he bought a van.
He's making tater tots.
Yeah. And then you find out that it was the old Dewey mobile. And so, Petey stole a van. And then you find out, nope, they just gave him the van.
Yep.
They wanted nothing to do with it, so he just painted over it, and now he sells tots. And Steven continues to harass him and be the worst customer ever.
Yep.
Can I get the bits?
For the bits.
They're tater tots. Literally,
Wouldn't
they
you
are the bits.
Huh? Did you call it? Wouldn't you want a tater tot instead, Steven?
Just order the tots,
Dude.
Steven. They're the French fry of the new age. Do that.
Did you call? Did tater tots have bits?
I'll get you the bits. Oh,
Gosh.
poor kid. I mean, good for him for being self-sufficient, but gosh, poor kid.
Yeah.
I'll never get
But-
over him having the crisis in his first appearance episode.
Yeah. He's way older in mindset than he should be.
Oh, he's jaded. He's jaded.
Gosh. He's mentally older than Ronaldo.
Everyone's mentally older than Ronaldo. Peridot is mentally older than Ronaldo.
Good gosh.
Onion is mentally older than Ronaldo.
Then you can run a store.
He can. Do you see Ronaldo's store in our playthrough? I don't think so.
But Yeah, what you call it? Well, he's smack talking the Dewey mobile,
Mayor Dewey overhears it. It's real sad.
eating tots.
He still
Wishing it.
he still came to the store and spent his money, but he's sad about it.
Yeah, what you call it? Because literally he walked over and just like, yeah, I'll support your business, and then he sat over at the bench and just like, yeah, his head's like a potato.
People are so mean to Mayor Dewey. They're so mean to Mayor Dewey.
Yeah.
Well, then we get a scene of Mayor Dewey walking away real sad. And I know Mayor Dewey can't be an alcoholic on Steven Universe, but he is 100% an alcoholic in this scene.
Yeah.
He's just sad, he's disheveled, his hair's all droopy, he's got bags under his eyes. That man, we can't say he's been drinking, but he's been drinking.
Oh, gosh.
And then he gets a new lease on life, because as we predicted, he works at the Big Donut.
Yeah, he continues his monologue with the big donut and him being one and the same.
Yeah. And then he decides to rename all the donuts after him without running it by any sort of management or owner of the business.
I don't think anyone owns it.
Where do they get the supplies then? Who's paying him?
Did you call it? I'm pretty sure. Did you call it? They had built the like donut store, and Dewey like paid out of it out of pocket because it was a town thing.
Yeah.
And then just never actually thought about it.
So it's like a family-owned business, but it doesn't have the family.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, I'll pay for the big donut. Yeah, sure. Our citizen needs donuts.
So wait, then how does Sadie have double shifts that make her sad?
What you call it?
Because in the Sadie Killer song, the very first one, she says, I really should be in mourning, but I have another shift this morning.
Yeah.
If she was sad, she could just leave.
And she did.
Yeah, but she quit. If there was no owner, she could have just closed it.
Did you see an owner during it?
A Steven Universe conspiracy. Where are Mr. and Mrs. Donut?
Yes.
We got the Frymans. We got our pizza family. Where are the donuts? Also, who's gonna design a character and call them Mr. and Mrs. Donut?
Yes. If anything, I would think it would be owned by Lars' parents.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because he's the, like, he and, gosh darn, Sadie were the only ones who had t-shirts. Lars has expertise in baking and cooking.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I'm super confusing it with Gravity Falls because I thought that Lars' parents were psychiatrists, but that's definitely Robbie, isn't it?
No, Robbie's parents are morticians. What'd you call it? You're right, they are therapists.
Maybe they just also own a... You know what? Yeah, they own a pizza or a donut shop. Confirmed. Why not? I've said weirder things on this podcast. Yours actually makes sense. Let's confirm it right now. You're Rebecca Sugar. Let's make it canon.
Lars' middle name is Blurple.
This is too much power.
Good gosh.
I love it. In this scene where Mayor Dewey's giving everybody his donuts and working at the Big Donut, Onion's standing there looking at the Lion Liquors and pulls out a crowbar. Onion's about to lose this man his new job.
Yeah. Good gosh.
Also, I want to go into a donut store and order a classic Dewey. Or a glazed donut, as it was described.
Yes.
So, Lars is reading these letters and Steven tells him one last thing about the big donut.
They make a special Lars donut.
It's pink with pink sprinkles. And then they bring one to his parents to just remind them, your son's a zombie that's trapped in space, but have a free donut.
Also, I don't know why they didn't make it a jelly filled donut with like a pink swirl.
To remind them of their son's blood that's been spilled in space.
Of course.
I just like the look of the parents' faces, like, this is terrible, but your heart was in the right place, I guess. Come on in.
Yeah.
You just reminded us of our dead space zombie son.
You're crying because you did such a bad job at designing a donut around her son.
Come on, pink on pink. Lars would never want that.
Gosh.
Oh. So, Jonathan, hit us with those final thoughts on this final episode of Stephen Bombnine.
Did you call it? This one was a bit harder for me to watch because Dewey being super sad is actually very, very... Well, being super awkward is very, very sad.
Yeah. He tries.
Or maybe I actually had that right, but either way.
It's awkward and we feel bad about it.
Yeah. It was absolutely like, oh, I don't want to see Mayor Dewey like this, or did you call? I can't actually remember his real name. Sadie's mom says it, and I totally forget.
Mayor Dewey's name?
Yeah. She calls him by his first name.
Bill.
Probably.
Oh, no, I just looked it up. It's Bill.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, I had my phone right next to me, so.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Bill just being that's weird.
Mayor Dewey.
Yeah. Not Mayor Dewey.
Mayor-ish Dewey.
Yeah.
Mayor adjacent Dewey.
Donut Shop Dewey.
Oh, duh, former Mayor Dewey. Donut Dewey.
Yeah, Donut Dewey.
Yeah, Donut Dewey. Dewey
So-
sell donuts? Dewey do.
Yes.
Love it. Love everything about it. Want it on a t-shirt. Our new hashtag for this episode is gonna be Dewey sell donuts. Hashtag Dewey sell donuts. Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen.
Gosh. And so.
I gave this one a 4 out of 5. Ending was a little weak of the, thanks for sending the letter, but why didn't you just tell me about it? And why are you reading it? Like, that was kind of hokey. The rest was super good, though. I wasn't correct about the weak plots that didn't stand on their own coming together, so that was nice. It had an overarching plot that was sewn together by stuff. And the super good point that Lars brings up of, Steven, I don't know who half these people are.
Yeah.
And that was nice because it was like, oh yeah, these characters never have interacted. There would be no way for him to know who Peridot is. That makes perfect sense. And that's something we don't think about because we know all these characters as interacting in one universe. But then Lars just straight up points out, I've never interacted with these people. Who are they?
Yeah.
And that worked out well. That was cool.
Also, I feel like Peridot coming down on the ship with the off-colors would be a very, very bad interaction.
Oh no, she'd be real racist.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, Peridot can't meet the off-colors right now.
Let's not do that.
Peridot needs to grow a little bit. We need a couple more Peridot arcs before that happens. Let her sing a couple songs.
Decent Love in Planet Earth. Whoa.
Yeah, maybe a couple reprises of that one, huh? Singing it around. Let's have all of Beach City stand in a circle. Don't stop till everyone's done.
Good gosh.
Though that would be interesting for future predictions of saying, like, hey, Peridot, like, is notorious on Homeworld for being a super stickler for the rules and everything. And they're like super anxious to meet her, and then she gets there, she's like, she looks at him and is like judging, like, yes, I see an orange sapphire and a pearl and a ruby fusion. And then she just stops and goes like, that is wonderful! And everyone's like, what?
Yeah.
And she's like, you're all so unique and different, and you'll fit in so well with this band of weirdos. Like, something like that, where it's like, oh, wow, Peridot, you've grown. Good for you.
Yeah.
Also, I apologize that my Peridot voice is a little off tonight.
No, it's fine. It's near midnight. Well, that actually is midnight.
Yeah, it is exactly midnight.
Yeah.
We need to do these at a decent hour.
Indeed.
Well, as we are coming up on the hour 45 mark, give or take some change for cutting stuff out, Jonathan, do you want to give your final thoughts on Stephen Bomb 9? They should really stop numbering these.
Yeah, it felt like there's like a nice set of episodes. I've had different feelings about these types of Stephen Bombs in the past, but this one just felt nice. I feel like the writing's a bit tighter, having characters that needed to grow out into two different arcs and stuff. I liked the direction that they went with this, like, Stephen Bomb compared to the other, like, non, like, story heavy Stephen Bombs.
Yeah. Agreed. I feel like these episodes would work really well. Work really well. It's definitely after midnight. On a weekly air basis, like if these came out a week at a time, they'd really work well. I don't foresee Cartoon Network ever doing that, but if they did, I'd be down for weekly Stevens instead of whatever's happening here.
Yeah. As you call it, it's probably gonna run like day by day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with any Steven, but I'd like weekly new episodes.
I can only imagine how they make the schedules for these work.
Well, I know Cartoon Network now has like days dedicated to new episodes of things. Like, I feel like it's Thursdays, but like We Bare Bears and Teen Titans Go and OKKO, like those aired weekly just fine, no problem. I know Steven Universe is a little more complex than Teen Titans Go, but I feel like if they gave it a regular air date, it would really just improve the show. And we wouldn't be on Stephen Bomb 9.
Yeah. But I somehow think that Steven Universe and Gravity Falls being on the same animation like cycle on how they turn out episodes has something to do with the production.
Yeah.
And the network. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not gonna go into all that business and stuff and how they do that.
But Jonathan, you're Rebecca Sugar.
Shh, that's a secret. No, I'm not Rebecca Sugar. She has her own Steven Universe podcast and can totally just squash ours. So.
Hey, yeah. Rebecca, don't sell yourself short. This podcast has been running longer. It doesn't have as many episodes, or
doesn't
viewers,
have all the special guests,
or guests, or quality, or credentials, or official seal of approval. But you know what it does have?
What?
The Mayor of Optimism.
Indeed. I thought you were laser boxes today.
And Jonathan, when you have a laser box in this fine nation of ours, you have to be optimistic that it's going to work. Frankly, you bought a box that just says laser on it. Who knows what's in that thing? Vote for me, Mayor anything.
Yeah. Strong finish.
And with that, everybody.
Yeah.
Jonathan, do you want to leave them with any sort of question to comment down below?
I still want to know what Buck Dewey's stand is. Give us your own theories you formed during these episodes. If there's anything you missed, tell us. We will totally talk about it on the next time we pop up.
If there's anything we got wrong you want us to correct, tell us that.
Yeah.
If there's anything that you want us to talk more about, let us know. We got a little tangential on this one. Mostly, I got tangential on this one. If you want more of that, let us know. If you want less of it, let us know that too. If you're Rebecca Sugar, let us know down below.
I hope. Well, yeah, you could be listening to this, Rebecca Sugar. You could be going like this 23-year-old man is not me.
That would be amazing. Just have Rebecca Sugar just comment, "This guy isn't me."
That's fair. What you call it? I know her dad's on YouTube.
If you're Rebecca Sugar's dad, let us know down below.
Yeah. You can tell us what you think of the episodes.
Or why you disagree with our opinions of your child's creation. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, without further ado, everybody, from Homeworld to Beach City to all the cosmos in between, this has been The Bits, the Steven Universe podcast. Like the video if you're watching on YouTube. Rate us on whatever podcast platform you may be on. Subscribe to Something About Geek Stuff for all your nerdy needs. Check out our other podcasts as well as our Let's Play of Steven Universe Save the Light. I've been the mayor of anything.
And I'm not Rebecca Sugar, Jonathan.
Thanks for watching. Jonathan,
Yeah.
I've been suddenly struck with amnesia. What show am I on?
You're on The Bits.
If you're watching this till the very last second, I want you to comment down below sea cucumber. Don't explain it, don't say anything. Anyone that does it, instant shout out next episode. Okay, I'm not saying anymore. Bye.